What up, what up, what up? Happy Tuesday. Oh man, as always, I'm feeling great. You feeling good?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not feeling good.
Yeah.
You sound like that thing from SpongeBob. No more the freaking Doodle Bob. I'm like, what the heck? So what's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? Shout out to all the existing listeners, new listeners, all that good stuff. If you are new to this podcast, what's going on? I'm Stel, co-host of Paging the Simpsons, joined by my lovely fiance,
Lauren.
And dog, we got some stuff to get into. A lot of things have happened over the last week, and we're gonna start off with, I'm sure a lot of us have seen this viral video of this woman licking ice cream. I'm not even sure what store she was in. I think it was a Walmart, I believe. Man, let's get into this one because this was crazy. When I saw the video, and I was like, who does that? And then we went grocery shopping, and we're sitting there like looking at ice creams, like, okay, which ones have the little like what do you call it? Like that film or like the plastic cover on the top.
Seal.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't know. A lot of them have it.
I think it was like Hood and...
Friendlies didn't have it.
A lot of them. I know. I don't understand why all of them don't, to be honest. Because a lot of them do.
That's so skeptical. And it makes you look at food like so different now. I'm like, I'll get the one in the far back and pray that that's good. I don't want to start opening this up in the middle of the store being like, hey.
So what's interesting is... You had seen this woman first. I had seen a guy do it first.
I saw that one after.
Yeah, I don't know who actually did it first. I'm guessing her because she's the one getting prosecuted. But there has since been several people who are doing crazy things. I saw this guy who he went into a CVS. I don't know. He's some clout chaser on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that.
He puts in his description that he's in Team 10 with Jake Paul and all them.
Sure. And
someone else had, I think it was Ricky Dillon, had tweeted him and been like, is he, I just wanted to let you know what's going on. Since he seems to be, I guess, a part of Team 10. And Jake Paul's like, what? He's like, I don't even know who this person is. Yeah. So it's all false. And he's just, oh my God, he's an asshole. He literally took fistfuls of the ice cream.
Yo, and he passes it to his person recording. He's like, you want some?
One, yes.
I'm like,
and he did too.
Yeah.
And then they run away in CVS. And then apparently the cops came to his house or whatever. I don't know what happened. Wasn't
obvious.
I don't know what happened there, but yeah, this is the first little shit that I saw do it. Basically, and I was like, what the hell? And I thought maybe it would just be him. No. So then I see the one with the woman that we're talking about. Then I see there's someone in a CVS who takes conditioner and just squirts it all over the floor of the CVS. And then I saw this person who, this was the most gross. They took a swig of mouthwash, Listerine, and spit it back in the bottle and put it on the shelf. And that, to me, was the worst. I'm like, oh, because it doesn't look like anyone did anything to it. You know what I'm saying? The ice cream, you could probably tell, but the Listerine... What?
I hope you could tell with the ice cream. It's a big hole.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But with the Listerine, if you spit it back in there, it doesn't look like anything. Yeah. So that's what's so disgusting there. So... It's become this trend, and I'm like, I thought this would just be one stupid person. No, it's a trend like the Tide Pods.
So I want to get into that because so the girl that started this, that we think started it, I'm pretty sure, she could be put in jail for it. This article I'm reading from Vice is fun fact, licking food and putting it back on the shelf isn't just super disgusting, it is also a felony. So this girl is supposedly facing 20 years in jail.
That's what I heard.
And I'm like, this is crazy. I guess it was also I guess we were back in the 1980s. There's a Tylenol murder.
I was going to bring that up.
And Urban Legends.
The Tylenol murders.
Yeah, about an undetectable poison and hidden razor blades.
Yes. Okay. So if you look up Tylenol murders on Google, it says Chicago Tylenol murders. There were a series of poisoning deaths resulting from drug tampering in the Chicago metropolitan area in 1982. Victims had all taken Tylenol branded acetaminophen capsules that had been laced with potassium cyanide.
Oh God.
And so therefore all the little child seals we see today on medicines, that's why.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do we really have to now do seals on literally everything? I mean, it kind of makes sense because basically you go to the grocery store, besides like fruits and veggies and like stuff like that, everything is already in a package. It's already sealed. It's just a matter of if it has that extra layer.
And even the stuff that you do see, like the boxes, everything, you always look to see if there's like any damage on the box or like anything ripped, and you're like, okay, I'm not buying that because you don't know.
Well, it's just like too when it always says like if the seal is broken, not to use it, obviously.
Yo, this is disgusting.
So like I think just everything needs. I'm really surprised that most ice creams do have it and some don't. I'm like, why didn't they kind of get on that? It's probably a money thing. They didn't want to get on the bandwagon.
So this girl put that video, that video of her licking the ice cream on her Instagram, and she commented, or it's in her description, where she's like, yeah, I really did it, with like some emojis and I don't know what SKS, I don't know what the freak that means, kids these days. She's like, I think it's like that. And she's like, you can call it Flu Bell ice cream now, because I was a little sick last week. We post yourself doing this and hashtag Tin Roof Challenge. What the freak?
I don't know what that means.
Let's see if we could start an epidemic.
Yeah, no.
That's
and there was, I saw that, and then someone had responded to that how, I had this one. I didn't find it again, but how basically this actually could cause big issues for like people who have weak immune systems and stuff. Like if they were to get that one. She was basically saying, she's like, my father who has, it probably was some sort of cancer or like something, and she's like, if he basically were to eat that, he could die.
Yeah.
And like, that's crazy. And this girl clearly doesn't care because she's joking about an epidemic.
Man, I'm trying to look up a bit more information on this here. Like, it's, I don't get it. I don't get why people do it, especially with the guy. You can tell. Like, I was looking through his Twitter, and you can see this guy's like a straight up like clout chasing like kid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just waiting for something to happen to this kid because he's like, it was horrible. Like, there was a picture of like some kid like picking up ice cream and like putting it in the cart. Like,
I was gonna mention that too.
Video, and the guy's like, oh, like you don't need that or something.
I was literally gonna mention that next.
I'm like, this guy is horrible, and I was looking at the.
He said, you don't need it, boo. Because he's like a little chubbier, but the guy is trying to like, he's like the real ice cream challenge, and he takes it from the freezer and he puts it in the cart carefully, and then he thumbs up the camera. And like.
And then I was reading the comments to see if these people would side with this guy or side with the kid. And like, yo, they were all on like against this guy. I'm like, okay, this is great. This is what the world needs to be. It needs to be like all against this guy. And yeah. Man,
and that video has like 40 something million views. I'm like, so where are the prosecutions against him? You know what I'm saying? If we had that energy with this girl, it's not
public. So that's maybe the thing. You don't know what happened with the cop with that. Something could have happened. You don't. So the thing with this,
she probably knew the person. So
she can get 2 to 20 years prison term. And it's up to a $10,000 fine, is according to Texas's state penal code. Mm-hmm. Man, her boyfriend is an adult, and police said they are discussing with prosecuting charges he may face. Wow.
And I think they said
because he was like, lick it in the video.
And I think, too, that she's only like 6 months from being 18. So a lot of people are saying, oh, we've had a lot of kids who are tried as adults, like kind of like what we were just talking about a few weeks ago. Why, like, you should try her as an adult at this point. Like,
yo, make an example. I'm totally fine with it. That's what I'm saying. That's the stupidest thing. I would never think to do this. Like, if I was with my friends.
I know, right?
And if I did post a video like that, like, I would literally be like, I bought it, like, and I would show the receipt,
right?
show the
Like
ice cream
buy
or
the
something,
$5 ice cream, whatever.
like just I like the mouthwash.
That $5 ice cream was worth 20 years.
Like the mouthwash thing, it's disgusting, but I'd be totally fine if you did it, and then also in the description or something, you put like as a disclaimer, I actually bought this. It was just for the video.
That's stupid.
It's stupid, but I'd much rather like you tell me it's fake than to sit there and say that it's real, and maybe it actually be real. I don't know. That's just me. I find the whole thing disgusting. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. I'm so curious about it. Like,
awful. Just
if I saw a kid do that, like when we were grocery shopping, I don't even know. I feel like I'd like hit the ice cream out of his hand, or her hand, whoever, and be like, "Yo, you're paying for that. That's disgusting."
They'd run away from you.
You think they would do anything if I like went to like some employee, and I don't think they would care. I would have to find a manager, I feel like.
I mean, right now in the height of this happening, probably.
And be like,
but if it was not when this was happening, they probably would be like, okay, we'll throw it out. You know what I'm saying? Like they probably like now since it's a thing, but if this wasn't a thing, they'd probably just be like, thanks for letting us know, we'll throw it out.
Yeah.
Like, because what else would they really care to do at that point? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's
because probably this person will run out of the store or something. So
that's man, block all the exits. Like that's so disgusting. I can't. Like, I keep thinking about this.
I mean, it's kind of similar to stealing. You know?
No, stealing is like, yo, you're taking something from someone, you're never gonna see it back.
No, but you know what I mean. Like when we're talking about the exits and stuff, it's like, I don't know. You want to keep that person in there so that you can prosecute them. Yeah. And it kind of is stealing because you're now messing with a product that can't be sold. And then it's worse because it can make someone sick.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, bad. I had a major yawn. Don't mind me. So I'm curious to know everyone's thoughts on that one. If you want, shoot us an email, voice message on Anchor, all that good stuff. Description, check that of this podcast. You'll find all the links. I'm curious to know what everyone's thoughts are regarding this like whole ice cream hysteria, I guess you could say, or just in general, where
there's
like
probably a hashtag for it. I don't even know what it is.
People are like just doing like kids, like that aren't too much younger than us, that are just doing stupid things, and it's like, why?
It's the Tide Pod generation.
I can't imagine like being in high school, like being around these same kids that are like doing the stupid stuff.
Yeah, but back then people would think it's funny. You know what I mean? Like if you're in high school.
I don't know. Something needs to happen. I hope this girl gets like hit. Maybe not 20 years, but give this girl like a cool 5. Be like, yo, you need a pat on your wrist there. 20 years seems a bit crazy for licking an ice cream, but I get it. So the next thing I want to get into is how do you say it? Hallie? It's
because
so
the
weird.
whole thing is they were talking about how people were confusing it with Halle Berry.
Yeah. So Halle of Chloe and Halle, the cast at the Halle is casted as Ariel in Disney's Little Mermaid remake.
Woo!
And if you're not familiar with Chloe and Halle, they were big. Not even they were big. They killed it on YouTube for like years. I think they still do videos. They got signed to Jay-Z and Beyonce probably like a year or two ago. And I think the most recent Super Bowl, I believe one of them sang or both of them sang.
Okay. That's how I first heard of them then.
Yeah, both of them sang
remember that.
What do you call that? The national anthem?
Yeah.
So they've been like, their hustle has been crazy. So me seeing this, I'm like, yo, girls deserve it.
They seem young. They seem younger than us, right?
Yeah, they're young. Like they were on YouTube since like probably like 2011. Like they've been like hustling. So to see them like have the success that they have and everything is crazy. So there's a bit of like outrage, but also like support against Halle being the Little Mermaid. This is a live action, right? For this movie?
I think. I get confused because, like, for example, are they calling The Lion King live action? Because that one is, like,
they say it's a
animated.
live action remake.
So then maybe it's more like Aladdin?
Yeah. I think so Disney's just trying to make a live action version of all their like big
I know, but it confused
movies.
me because Lion King's
but
not.
I mean, you can't really control animals. You can't.
I know, but I'm
control a
saying,
lion
so do you still technically call it live action?
I mean, that is live action because it's live on the computer screen.
It doesn't make sense.
Nonetheless, I would still consider that live action because it's not a cartoon.
Okay,
They're
well,
not
I'm
3D.
thinking this is more like Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast and all that, what they've done with the humans.
Which is live action.
Because why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, you can go through what you've seen with this. I'm kind of... who's playing the... what's her... Ursula? Who's playing that? You said it was like Melissa McCarthy?
I think it's Melissa McCartney. I'm pretty sure.
So,
which that's another people
Lizzo
are out.
should have got that.
That's what I'm saying. People are outraged. One because Lizzo she has the voice for it, and she like literally has dressed as Ursula at one point and like did the whole like song and stuff, and she literally like is perfect for it. But two, because I guess Ursula was based on a drag queen. And they're like, there's literally so many drag queens that would kill this.
I could see that.
There's literally like, it's an insult to the original. That you literally, in this day and age, 2019, when we were all for everybody, you could use an actual drag queen for Ursula who has a great voice, who knows how to do the makeup, all that.
Yeah, because
like,
Lizzo,
and I could see it.
She sounded really good.
Because look at Ursula. It's like, it really makes sense. So... people are outraged over that because, I'm like, Melissa McCartney's funny, but like,
how does she
and she's
look in
big.
this?
I guess because they're looking for someone who's a little more voluptuous, but I don't really see the connection.
But Ursula's not funny.
That's what I'm saying. I don't really see.
Like
I don't see the connection why they chose her over a lot of other people. So yeah. Anyways, back to Hallie. So I have like several tweets I saved. One. Someone had said, here for it. Also, before you at me, it's a mermaid, fictional creature, who lives in the Caribbean. So if you're outraged, pause. Which everybody loves, first of all, that he said pause. It's like, it's the new take a seat. Like, don't even.
Yeah.
But it's true. So there's that. This was funny. Hope this shows up at the top of the hashtag not my Ariel so everyone can get mad on this glorious day. The little, like the meme where it's like you're looking back and it's great.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet where Hallie, I guess, actually had red hair at one point, and she's in very like mermaid-esque colors. I don't know what this was for, maybe a music video or something, but like she can pull it off. So if people are so like concerned about the red hair, it can happen. And then someone had said, this is ridiculous and grossly inaccurate casting. Ariel has a fish bottom half. Halle Bailey has 2 functioning legs. I have literally seen her walking. How are you going to give a fish bottom role to someone who can literally fucking walk around? That was great. I was like, because at first, and people were using the gif that's like, you had me in the first half, as in like, we thought you were going to go the other way. So good job.
And this always happens. Like this happened when Donald Glover, I think, was trying to. I don't even know. Like he was either going to be in Spider-Man or Star Wars or something like that, and people were against it because he was going to play like some main role in that. So you had people that were again for it or against it. Mm-hmm. Decided not to use him. I'm pretty sure, or they had him in Spider-Man, but they had him like as. Miles Morales' like older brother. You probably don't know that part, so I'm not gonna get deep into that. And then also with Idris Elba, there's that whole rumor with him being 007, or with people wanting him to be 007. Some people not liking
Which
that.
That one I don't understand at
Idris
all.
will be cool.
I don't understand at all why it's a problem if James Bond is black. That one I don't understand at all. What's the problem? You know, people are freaking out. Again, people are freaking out over here because of the red hair primarily, I think. Which, again, you can make shit work.
That's why I feel like people have a slight issue with Captain America being black now. But
that was in the comics too, right?
I would assume so. I mean, I'm not.
Because if that was in the comics, then you literally can sit down. You can't say anything.
I feel like you didn't see that much outrage when it happened, so I assume it was probably in the comics. But I feel like there's some like low key I'm not feeling this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna ride for the black Captain America.
Okay, tying into what we're saying, here's another tweet. Halle Bailey is only the second black Disney princess. Second. Every little girl deserves to grow up seeing herself as a princess. I'll never understand growing up and not having a princess for me. Can't we make sure every little princess gets to experience the magic? which I totally agree with, because that's a thing. Like when you're a little girl, like that's just like, these are the movies that you love to see. You love playing dress up, like with the little, like I know with Cinderella, I always wanted to have the glass slippers and like all this different stuff. And like, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
This is a good thing because, you know, you have her, and then you have in The Princess and the Frog, which I think they said technically, someone commented, they're like, technically it may be third, because I guess in the remake for Disney, the Cinderella remake, what's her name played Cinderella? It was like when we were
Ray J's
kids.
brother, Brandy.
Yes. So people are like, well, maybe it's third, but you know what I'm saying. Second or third, regardless.
I feel like I want to touch on this on the Friday episode more, but essentially representation matters. Like, there's a reason why you see this, is it 7 princesses of Disney or whatever however many there are, like they're all different like races and hair colors and types and everything, because there's so many different people, like
now it's only been like the last decade that it's gotten better. Let's be real, because that's when we had, you had
Brave,
we had Tangled come out with no, not Tangled, we had yes, Brave. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
With the red curly hair, the authentic red hair, so not like Little Mermaid. We had Princess and the Frog with the Black Princess, and we have Moana with the
Samoan. I would like to say, I could be wrong.
Yeah, some Hawaiian, somewhere around there, but she had more of like the medium skin tone and the, you know, and we like one thing we saw growing up when you and I were kids. That was good, but she wasn't a princess technically, so it doesn't count in this capacity. But in Lilo and Stitch, the older sister had like an average body. Like she wasn't like a stick. So, you know, we saw that. But it's very hard. Like they're always very skinny. They're always white. They're always, you know, for a long time, it's been this mold you have to fit into. And so... What?
That's why I feel like they picked Melissa McCarthy.
McCartney.
McCarthy.
Is it McCartney or McCarthy? Oh my god!
I think it's McCarthy.
Oh my god!
I'm pretty sure it's McCarthy, but I think that's why they picked her, because she's white. No, I hate to be that person, but I don't know, because I don't feel like she fits the role. Even if it wasn't Lizzo.
That's what I'm saying. They should have done a drag queen. Literally, that would be
I'm
perfect.
not sure if Disney wants to. Again, Disney wants to keep it PC. That's the next thing you have to like think about.
That's annoying.
So they want to. If they're gonna find a drag queen, they want to find someone that's clean.
What is there was like a recent Disney movie where I think the guys were gay or something.
I don't know.
What was that? There was, oh my gosh, like a few years ago, and it was this controversy. It might have been one of the shorts before the film, or it might have been something. There was something where there were like. Or was it 2 women who had a baby in a stroller in a short or something? There was like a gay couple, and people were crazy about it, just like they're crazy about Hallie.
But that's a short. Like that's like a little thing. It's not like an actual like whole movie where people are gonna live. Like a short is like, you may see that in the DVD at the end, or an option you can select.
Okay, but I don't see a problem with it.
You don't. Well, understand, Disney, they took out the thing from Toy Story, from the DVDs that they had put out. They took out the part where they like the creepy like. But
that's different. That's more because of disgusting men doing stuff to women, not a drag queen being who they are. That's different.
But also,
the drag queen isn't doing anything wrong.
But if they're gonna find a drag queen, they want someone that's gonna be like PC, like. They don't want you to have a dirty record at all. Like they're gonna run through your tweets. They're gonna run through your whole lifestyle.
I don't know.
Disney wants you to be like A1, is what I've come to realize.
Okay, but all right, back to Hallie real quick. I have a couple other things, and then we can continue. One thing, where is it? Here. Someone had made this. They're like, if we're doing a black Ariel, then we're gonna do a bald Rapunzel. We're gonna do an albino Pocahontas, a black Mulan, and a dog for Ratatouille. Like, people are getting so extra on this. Look at with where is it? So someone had said, so we demand a white Pocahontas. And made this like poster of this albino Pocahontas. I'm like, listen, that's different. People don't get it. Because with Pocahontas, okay, here's the thing. With Pocahontas, there's like the actual like background with it, right? Versus Little Mermaid, we're just talking about a mermaid. We're not talking about even anything real. So this mermaid doesn't have a specific background. So the mermaid could literally be whatever and whoever.
Yeah, like supposedly it was like some type
fictional.
of like story back in the days that was a lot more gruesome, and then like
All these Disney movies
went
are.
and like spruced it up. But
Pocahontas is awful.
It's not real. I don't know. I don't get it.
And that's the thing people keep emphasizing. They're like, you're getting mad over a fictional creature that does not exist. Mm-hmm. So again, you're not offending anybody's background by, changing, say, I don't know. Say it's a white person, a white princess with like an Irish background or something. You're not trying to change that because it hasn't been established. Yeah. Therefore, this person can be anything. Versus like a Pocahontas where, okay, if you're making Pocahontas white, that literally makes no sense because now you're taking away from the story and the background.
Yeah.
But a mermaid, I mean, come on. People are freaking out. And there's so many ways to make her hair red. Because one, she had like the braids and it looked like it was, a nice like in her hair.
Well, yeah.
Or there's wigs galore. Well, there's editing. There's so many things you could do.
That's what I was wondering, like how they handled like Aladdin and for Will Smith. And it's like, if you tell me they only made him for like the parts where he was like, I guess, I don't even know. Like,
we haven't seen it, by the way. So
yeah, we haven't seen it.
We can't speak to it fully.
So if he's coming out where like he's popping out of the little part and he's blue, cool. And then when he's like actually walking with Aladdin, he's just the black guy with like some genie.
Well, I
items.
guess what people were telling me who've seen Aladdin, I guess it makes sense that he goes back and forth. I'm not sure why. I think they made it when they made the live action of Aladdin. I guess they added stuff.
Maybe they said that like how he should fit into the world. Maybe
I'm not sure, but I guess it made sense is what people are saying. It wasn't like a problem
because they're gonna be like, why do you have this blue guy following you around? I mean, in real life, you wouldn't have that for being realistic with Aladdin.
That's the interesting thing. We have to remember when these things go to live action, they may not be exactly like the cartoon, because a lot of times they either take stuff out or they add stuff. Well, yeah, it's not going to be verbatim.
You can't make it like that realistic to whatever. Like when you were dealing with the cartoon, like, okay, you can have someone flying off a building and it'd be cool, but in live action it's like, okay, you got to rethink this a bit more.
There's ways to
pretend,
to it. Obviously the movies do it all the time,
but things are a bit more, it's more to it than you just writing something. They may like
add a storyline, or they may add lines, or they may take away something,
So that's what I'm saying. You trying to shoot my shot down.
Sorry. What's going to be interesting, though, I want to see who's King Triton now. Are they going to stick with a black character for him as well?
Idris Elba.
But that's what I'm saying. Are they gonna stick with that, or is it gonna be more of a adoptive kind of theme if it's a white guy? Or like, how are we gonna do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm wondering which avenue they're gonna go down.
With white, they're gonna find some guy that can.
Okay, but then it's less believable that this is.
But you can add to it and say like, he found her when she was young or something or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Right. So that's why I'm wondering now. It's like, how are we gonna go about that? And let's not forget that the Little Mermaid has sisters.
I don't recall this.
They're not in a lot of the movie, but they're sort of there. There's like a few sisters.
I feel like they won't bring those out. I don't know. Do they not play a huge role in this?
They don't play a huge role.
So I don't know if they would have that.
So I'm not sure. But I'm just wondering how it's going to expand here. Because, I don't think it's going to be anything like Black Panther. But at the same time, I don't see a problem with if it's like half black, half white cast. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, people are freaking out over one. So I'm wondering now what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Because it's like now you have to try and keep everyone happy because you want to sell tickets, but you also want to stick to what makes sense and you want to be inclusive. Yeah. It's a very weird
and you don't want that whole issue where people are like, oh, it's majority black cast. I don't know if I want to see that. Because I feel like that's what the issue was with
which is so stupid.
with Black Panther. Even though it did so well, I feel like if I polled my white friends if they seen Black Panther, I don't know if they saw it.
Oh, it's so good. It's one of the best Marvel movies.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think because of that reason where it's majority.
Well, that's stupid because you're missing out on a bomb film.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Cause like I feel like when we went to see it,
low-key, you know what's funny? And people on Twitter and stuff, they're like tagging. They're like, "This is for all you non-racists," and they'll like talk about like this whole what, because they're making fun of the fact that it's like, okay, so like you're not racist, but you're freaking out. Like this is a problem.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Go on.
Oh man.
Like, Anyways, I saw, and I've I've heard her saying she has a beautiful voice. Like she totally could pull off a Disney princess. So there you go.
Yeah, her and her
she has the credentials. That's what you need.
And if you're not familiar with Chloe and Halle, check them out on YouTube. Like,
they're so cute.
They've been doing, like I said, work for forever now. They've done so many covers to songs. I feel like they probably even made their own songs at this point. Yeah, check them out.
I kind of wonder if they both auditioned or no. That would be funny. It's like, well, you got it. Congrats. I'll just be over here.
From the outside looking in, they seem like sisters where they're just supportive of each other. So I don't feel like there would be an issue.
But that's a big role. I think either of them would want it.
I mean, it still gives them a look because I know they're not twins, I don't think, but they're really close in age. So it gives these girls like a look and being like, man, like let me go check these girls out and see what they're doing. So it supports them both. I don't know. It really doesn't, because they're such a tag team, I'd say.
Well, I'm here for it. I don't have a problem with it. Like, I literally saw it the first time I saw like the article or whatever. I looked at it and I was like, huh. I was like, okay. And then like people just started freaking out, and I was like, but why?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You need better use of your time.
All right, so the next thing we're going to get into here is something that you really want to get into. And at first I was like, why do I care about this? It doesn't matter to me. It is what it is. And then I started like listening to like the Joe Budden podcast, listening to like different sources so I can like understand this more. And like form my own opinion based on like the information that I've read and heard from other people, and like, okay, I feel like I understand this more. I feel like I can have a conversation. I feel like it may get a little dicey because you like this person way more than I would ever like this person ever in my life because they look really shady. But that's just me. Do you want to introduce the topic?
All right. So we're talking about the Taylor Swift drama about her ex label, Big Machine Records. And it was bought out by, what's his name again? Scott something, right?
Scott Brent. It's with a B. I don't know. Braun?
Braun, yeah. Scott Braun.
Okay.
Or Scooter Braun. Oh my gosh. Scooter Braun.
Something. There's a Scott Braun and there's a Scooter. So that's where... Oh, wait. Yeah, his name is Scott Scooter Braun. Okay, his nickname is Scooter.
Okay, everyone knows him by Scooter, I guess. Okay, so we're not wrong. Yeah, so... This had happened like a week or two ago. And, I first saw how Taylor's talking about it and how she's devastated because of how he is, who he is as a person. It was her old record. This is where all her 6 albums are. The only one that she has right now owns is the one that's coming out soon. So for that reason alone, I could understand how that's devastating because this is literally your life's work since you were 15. And so there's that. And, then it came out. A lot of celebrities are kind of on both sides, it seems. So we have like Iggy was defending Taylor.
And of course Iggy is.
We have, but what surprised me was Demi Lovato was on Scooter's side. I'm not really
we can get into it.
Exactly the real him, I guess, because I hear all these different sides. I was surprised because with Demi, all the stuff she's been through, I was surprised she was coming out to defend him and saying he's a good man. Like, this is too extra. Like, it's not all what she's making it out to be. So people have been on both sides, and basically, Taylor I guess, had the option to buy back each one of her albums if she were to re-sign with Big Machine Records before the sale went through. And every new album that she put out, she would get one of her old ones back. But you have to think about that. That's 6 albums. She would have to put 6 new albums out to get all of her old stuff back on the same label that basically is now screwing her.
Let me give you some details here, because I feel like I'm more into the music world than you are, just being like a...
the whole thing just seems
person.
messy.
It doesn't. So, what people do in this day and age, they buy their masters.
Okay.
So the label has a certain price, and you buy it from them for that price.
But they weren't letting her do it for a price.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, and they have receipts, and I can pull this up. Like, that's the thing. Like,
Tay, you lying to me?
Taylor was saying all those things, and then he goes, who makes a post? Bouchetta? Whoever Bouchetta is. He posted on Big Machine's website. He goes and he has receipts of this all, and he's saying, yo, on this date, we reached out to Taylor here and her dad on this, and like all this stuff. So they've tried reaching out. Let me see if I can run through this here. Okay, so going on this article that's on Big Machine Label Group on their website, because he posted an article on June 30th.
They ain't playing.
Because, yeah, she's sitting there calling him out, and they're like, okay, we got receipts for this.
Tay, if you lied to me, I'm going to be so sad.
So, this guy says, Taylor's dad, Scott Swift, was a shareholder in Big Machines Records, LLC. We first alerted all the shareholders on Thursday, June 20th, for any official shareholders call scheduled for Tuesday, June 25th. On June 25th, the shareholders were made aware of the pending deal with Ithaca Holdings and had 3 days to go over all the details of the proposed transactions. We then had a final call on Friday, June 28th, in which the transaction passed with a majority vote and 3 of the 5 shareholders voting yes. With 92% of the shareholders vote, out of courtesy, I personally text Taylor at 9:06 p.m. Saturday, June 29th, to inform her prior to the story breaking on the morning of Sunday, June 30th, so she can hear it from me directly. I guess it might somehow be possible that Dad, Scott, I guess this is his, I'm not sure where that is. He says 13 management lawyer, Jay.
Yeah, his lawyer, the dad's lawyer.
Who represented Scott Swift as a shareholder calls, or 13 management executive and Big Machine LLC shareholder Frank Bell, who was on the shareholders call, didn't say anything to Taylor over the prior 5 days. I guess it is possible that she might not have seen my text, but I truly doubt that she woke up to the news when everyone else did. And then he attaches some important deal points to go over here. This guy just has receipts. That's why I'm like, I don't really believe this.
But she even they said stuff to this, because apparently this is where Iggy came in and said this stuff happens months prior. The fact that they're saying, oh, on the 25th and the 29th and all this, she's like, it was already done by then. She didn't have a say by then, apparently. And then Taylor's claiming that she didn't see the text and then she saw everything else, which is weird, because when you first pick up your phone, you'd see a notification, but
I don't know. They were looking at deals for this because,
I don't know. It still seems kind of shady, because you're even saying they buy you out for a price or whatever. They weren't giving her an option for a price. It sounds like it sounded like slave work.
They made a proposal. It looks like they made a proposal back in August of 2018 of a Taylor Swift proposal, and then Big Machine Label Group, and if they agreed, if they didn't agree, all this stuff. I don't know. And then Taylor, she texts back in November of last year saying pretty much a long thing that since communications ran dry on our negotiations, I've done what I've done what I told you I would do, and gone out exploring other options. Owning my masters was very important to me, but I've since realized that there are things that mean even more.
Oh, reading this, she said about this too, because she basically said how at the end of it, if it wasn't gonna work out, her future was more important than her past to her, which makes a lot of sense. So yeah, of course she left her past albums to at least have more control in her future ones. People have talked about all this stuff. This isn't news.
Well, I mean, it is news if you don't know.
No, but like the whatever he posted here, it's already been debated all over.
I don't know. Because
there's 3 sides to every story.
Dog, I'm just going to say, I'm a bit biased because I don't care for Taylor. Because I just feel like I have a pretty good spot on shady people. And like people that if I knew them in real life, I'd stay away. And Taylor just gives me those vibes of like someone that's like... yeah. I don't know. That's just me. I don't mean to be biased there, but I feel that.
You insulted my Tay-Tay?
Yeah. Like she complains a lot.
Let me be like a Beyonce stan. They the worst.
And it's like I get it at the same time because I'm like, okay, so what about like previously? Like I don't see anything about like her being like any conversation happened before the 20th. Before the shareholder call. I don't know.
I think at the end of it, she probably didn't like the negotiations. They weren't going to further negotiate. She chose to go elsewhere to have control over her future. And it still bothers her because obviously it's her work, but...
Does it matter? Like, let's think about it. Didn't Taylor Swift take off her songs like 2 years ago from streaming platforms? Like, you can't go on Spotify and find her songs.
That's where I listened to her.
Her old songs.
Nope, they're all there.
So they must have came back.
They've been there.
No. I'll Google this right now. Like she took
ever
this off.
since you and I got Spotify, they've been there.
She must have put them on, like, probably recently. Like, because I was going to say, if they're still off, does it matter?
No, because that's where I listen to them. I don't have them on my phone.
Songs off streaming. Because I'm so...
Hold, please. Yeah. They're all here.
Huh. Oh, I see.
Even her Christmas one is here.
So back in April of last year, it says Spotify boss explains how he convinced Taylor Swift to return.
For as long as I can remember, I've been listening to her on there.
Nope. Because she removed it. She removed all her music. I guess it was back in like 2014 where she removed all her music. So just...
Well, back then I was listening to the CDs that I put onto my iTunes.
So just, about like a year ago in change, I guess you could say, like her music has recently came
But there's several artists that have done that.
Like who?
I don't remember exactly
because you can only be a big artist to do that. If you don't, you're dead. Like, that's why Jay-Z can survive not being on Spotify.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's several artists that are not on Spotify.
But you have to be big enough to do that.
It's still stupid.
Why? Why is it stupid?
Because I still would listen. I would look for you on Spotify. I'm not making the effort to go elsewhere.
To you. It depends on... If Taylor went and made her own streaming platform, you would probably do it. I'm kind of curious to know, like, if you look on her... I'm sure her monthly players are... Yeah, she has a lot of monthly listeners. 40 million.
Obviously.
It's tough. Because, so you go back to, like, these older songs she made.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how much she makes off these.
Probably a good amount. If it's someone
popular.
like me, I go all over the place. I listen to all her different albums.
That's funny that this one has Big Machine release special. Damn, Big Machine release special. They put all these on there. Okay. I don't know how I feel about this if I was Taylor. Because, again...
It hurts because it's your hard work and you want to own it.
Obviously.
That's all I'm saying.
My also thought is if her dad was notified that, hey, there's gonna be a call, it sounds like he didn't make the call, or he wasn't, or if he has like a lawyer, the lawyer didn't tell him about the call. Like, what happened there with the communication part? Because only 3 out of the 5 people voted yes, and it doesn't sound like the other 2 voted anything. Just based on like Big Machine's article. So I don't know. I do get it. It's shady where like you close a deal in like under 10 days. But I'm like, was there any previous conversation? Like I'm kind of curious about the before this happened. And I feel like Taylor would have the money to like drop to like buy them out, buy her albums out of out of that.
Which yes, I think so too, but I think the problem here is they didn't want to do that. So how can you do that if they're not going to let you buy them?
Well, I don't blame them because that's a cash cow right there. You want to keep that residual.
I think it's ridiculous that you'd have to give 6 more to get all 6 back.
But it's for them to
crazy.
But it's for them to keep some money going in because I'm not sure how. Do you know? Since you're a big fan of Taylor, I would assume you probably have an idea of the record label. But that's just a rap thing. Do you know who else is on this label?
Nope. I feel like there's probably
let me check.
A couple other country artists.
Let me see if I can Google because I'm thinking Taylor's probably like the biggest hit on this label, and that's why they're like going so hard for this. It's called Big Machine.
Big Machine was small when she came on.
I mean, that's how it always is. It always is small, and then it pops because of one person. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know any of these people.
Reba?
Who the heck is Reba?
You don't know Reba McEntire?
Maybe, I don't know.
She's from like decades ago.
Maybe that's why I don't know her.
Oh my god. Okay, Jennifer Nettles, Carly Pierce, Rascal Flatts is on it. Oh my god, my babies. Yeah, there's some pretty good country artists on here.
Yeah, but compared Taylor
artists,
to them,
Tim McGraw was former.
Compare Taylor to them. Well, it's more the current is more important.
Trisha Yearwood.
My dog.
What?
Compare Taylor to like Rascal Flatts or the ones that you know. They're not bringing in the money as what Taylor would bring in.
No, she's definitely the biggest. At this point, Rascal Flatts might be the biggest that they have now.
And they're such, and I feel like, Rascal Flatts, they stick with country, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like Taylor kind of is like, she passed that bubble.
Well, yeah, it says former pop artist, and they put Taylor under there.
Yeah.
Because she basically all the way went to pop. Wow. No, there's some like bigger names on here, but not like her.
Yeah. It's shady. But I do get from a label perspective where you're like, this is the biggest person we have. We don't know if we're going to get anyone bigger. Give us 6 more albums. We'll give you 6 out. So you got to sit back and think like, okay.
What's funny, now that I'm looking at Rascal Flatts, they have all the Big Machine releases too. What does that even mean?
Well, what I'm thinking is Big Machine probably had like some exclusive like...
Wait, their older stuff doesn't. That's what I was going to say. I feel like they weren't always on it.
Yeah.
Since 2016 albums. Mm-hmm. Why did they go over to it? Whoa. What did they used to be on?
I feel like these Big Machine releases that you're seeing,
that was Big Machine.
I feel like Big Machine probably had like their own digital download where you
Lyric
have to pay
Street
for it.
Records?
Dog, you're like off on your own bag.
I am. But yeah, these are like commentary, I guess. A lot of commentary on the Big Machine releases.
So it gives you, if you really like the person, you're like, okay, I want to learn more about the song. I'd be interested in that if I really cared about the person, but yeah, that's what it really, I feel like they would sell that like on their website as like an additional thing if you're buying the CD maybe back in the day or something.
Like those Target specials, Walmart specials, all that stuff. Ooh. I used to be, when all those were around, I used to be so confused which one I wanted more. Because usually there'd be like 2 or 3 different ones, and I was like, I want all the special stuff.
No, you don't have to worry about that. You just wake up on a Friday and be like, look what I got.
Time to listen. But yeah.
I don't know.
I think there's stuff we will never know here at the end of it.
Of course. And not that I care about this at all, but I get it. I get both sides. I get where, Taylor's feeling a little, I don't even know, like upset about the whole situation because maybe things weren't communicated. But then I can understand the label being like, yo, the label's in it to make money no matter what. So currently Taylor's at her like height. So if she can make dope albums going forward, she can, like, those 6 albums aren't that big of a deal.
Well, right, and that's what she's saying at the end of the day is you have to look to your future rather than your past.
But if she makes a horrible album, then
she not. You saw how much that single got. Yeah, this latest single, like she's on.
I didn't like that single over it.
I like it,
but I'm not a Taylor fan, also, so that's next point. But I just feel like she's reaching for that. I don't know. I feel like when you're targeting a certain like demographic, I don't like it. Like.
She has a history of being an advocate, but okay.
Okay, but again, I'm on the outside looking in, so I wouldn't know this.
Yeah, sir. Shh.
Don't hate when I say like Kendrick is killing it because he has a history of supporting.
Okay.
I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Another thing. I don't know. I don't really care what happens with the Taylor Swift thing. Whatever happens, happens. You care way more about it than me. It
pretty much already has happened. It's just moving on at this point.
Yeah. Good luck. Now, the next thing I want to get into is I just want to talk about this real quick. Do you think it's odd that Facebook and Instagram keep having outages?
I think it's odd they didn't say anything this time. A few days ago, when Instagram and Facebook were completely down for basically the entire afternoon, it was like 6 hours or something it had to be. It was a long time. Nothing was working. Although, I will say it's weird. Then I get on and I see some friends, they had posted stuff and people were commenting. And so some people, I guess, were having a better time. But overall, a lot of people were having connection issues and it just wasn't loading and wasn't doing anything. And I find it very interesting. It's been days now and they've just been quiet, like as if nothing happened. But clearly a big outage happened on both of them, which they're obviously owned by the same person. But that's kind of weird. Like, there's been little outages, yes, the last few months. I know Instagram's been wonky, and, like, the story stuff has been weird. Like, it'll cut you off if you're doing the hands-free too long, and, you know, how some people have music and others don't, and, like, all the different stuff that's going on is wonky.
Yeah.
I think that's a truck. I thought there was a squeak in my headphones. But... This, excuse me, this was like the biggest, longest outage and on both platforms at the same time. So I'm like, we really just gonna pretend that never happened?
That's like, I don't see anyone questioning this.
Because Facebook's known to have safety issues or privacy issues.
Yeah, that's my worry.
I'm like,
I feel like we're gonna give it like a few months or something and then be like, you guys know about the issues we had back June, July. You know, your information's been out there.
I'm waiting for my business credit card to have fraud on it. Because I have my business credit card on there for like Facebook ads and stuff. I'm waiting.
I don't know. It's sketchy. It's sketchy. And next thing is, I see this all the time. Every time Instagram goes out, people move to Twitter, of course. But it's also like, you see that you can't rely on these networks if you have a business. Where it's like, you should have your own site and like, stuff where your content can live outside of that.
This is the number one thing businesses always preach about, especially even if you're an influencer, like on social media. Have your own website that you can fully control, that you can create, that you have content on, whether it's a blog or anything. That's what you own on this internet. All of these social medias could literally sign off tomorrow and all your stuff is gone forever.
Yeah, you're pretty much just renting space.
Yeah,
that time.
That's what they say. Exactly. So for me, it's very important that I have a website, not only because for my industry, it looks more professional, but also, they can go there and they can see my work and images. If there wasn't an Instagram where you can see images, they can go and learn about who is behind the company if there is no Facebook about it. Or,
if we didn't have social media, it's like, okay, you go back to just going back to websites and like going, like there's so many websites that like artists have that we don't go to anymore because we go to the social media, but they still have
these websites. But they all
websites.
have it just in case, and it stays updated. Yeah, it's not like they don't. They do stuff with it.
So it's like,
because you never know.
If you see like these high profile people still keep maintaining their websites, this and that, I'm like, okay. I
love the fact even that YouTubers have websites sometimes.
I don't.
I've seen several that they have at the very least a URL. And it'll redirect to YouTube, but like they have a URL that they own.
Yeah.
And then they have, maybe a website or a blog or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, just an idea to think about. I mean, if you're just on there posting things, like you don't take Instagram or
like if it's personal.
Anything seriously, yeah, if it's personal use, it doesn't matter. No big deal. Something else is going to come up.
Just know that you better have those photos somewhere if you really care about them, is all I'm saying. And like people post, their kids and their dogs and like all this stuff and like keep that. And don't delete it.
Instagram and also Facebook, I think they now created a way how to like just download your data.
I think so.
Like especially for Instagram, like you having all those pictures up. Like we you look back at it, people put pictures up for like the last 5-6 years now, and it's like you want to keep those pictures. Hopefully, you get like a notice in advance before they shut down the site, so you can download them and keep them. But
you never know.
Yeah,
they can close without warning. They don't care.
Keep them up, man.
So yeah, it's creepy.
So, man, as always. We gotta tap this out with some relationship advice here.
Tap it out.
So this one is interesting.
I don't like that reaction.
This is an interesting one, I thought. So this title is "Girlfriend Argues I'm Just Insecure After Complaining About Comments She Made with Friends." So. My 33-year-old, hold up. This guy is 33 years old, and his girlfriend is 31 years old.
Okay.
She has had a promiscuous past and is very open about it. He says she had about 50 partners. I'm not going to shame, so I'm going to keep moving. Mine, not so much, but it's in her past. And
why do we talk about why is it always the woman's promiscuous, but if a guy has 50 partners, woo, good going.
I mean, I would never say that about the guy. I'm thinking that's crazy too.
Like
I'm saying, but that's why I say I'm not going to shame, because that's what
I think. Yeah, there's a double standard there. It's so stupid.
I was never one of the guys to be like, "Whoa, look at you got that many girls! Oh my god!" Like, I think no, you got a dirty, you know what? Shoot.
Okay, you shaming.
I'm shaming the guy. I can shame a guy. Girls, okay, but for a guy,
listen, if you have safe sex, you're fine. If you are safe about it and you know how to not get STDs, STIs, pregnancy, all that stuff, woo,
bruh,
go do your thing.
I don't know about
doesn't matter then.
I don't know about for women, but for guys, come on now.
What?
Come on now.
What? Come on now.
You think if a guy had 20 partners, he's using a condom with every single one of them?
Okay, I don't know about your dirty guy stuff. But
I feel like
us women have to be really, really careful.
Again, I feel like women are more likely to do that. Guys they don't care.
Okay,
back to this. So he says it's in her past. It's made her who she is today. I told her I want to know about her past except for explicit details. Oh boy. Today,
what position we did where and all that.
I don't want to know that. Today, we were out with about 10 of her closest friends, half guys and half girls. Somehow, we got onto the topic of penises. Oh, my God. Drinking cocktails.
He was not expecting that word.
Drinking cocktails for a while. And she said something along the lines of, well, I know I've definitely found the limit of what's too big. That's kind of awkward if you're the boyfriend and your girlfriend says that. No, Doug. If
that's
I'm out,
not a bad thing, though.
Doug,
knowing your body.
I don't care if we're in a group of all girls, a group of all guys, whatever. If you say that and I'm around, that's awkward.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know. So anytime this happens,
I get it. I know stuff not to say in front of you.
What does that mean?
I mean, well, you wouldn't want to know, so. I know your limits.
I can make some stuff up too.
Yeah, you would make stuff up. Mine stuff's real.
I hate you. Okay, so he goes on to say, later that day, the same story was referenced again. She said, well, one of the biggest penises I've seen was a geeky guy.
What?
I don't know. Which was a surprise, but the biggest was the Mexican guy I dated.
Is geeky supposed to be like Asian?
No, nerdy. What?
Oh, geeky.
What?
I thought it was okay. I was thinking like gee. I don't know what I was thinking, man. Okay.
Mind you, she's the only one out of the 10 people that made this type of comment both times. Okay, why are you pushing it? I don't know. So he goes on to say, on the car ride home, I told her how I didn't like that. I feel this crossed the line both times, and it makes me have a hard time not thinking about it. She said it's just normal talk with their friends, and there's no need to feel insecure. I don't know what FFS means at all.
I think it means for fuck's sake.
Oh. He says, I'd never talk to my guy friends in front of her telling them about the tightest pussy I've had or the largest boobs.
All right.
Is this normal talk for some people, or am I just being sensitive? Oh, man, there was some graphic language in that. So what are your thoughts on that one? Because I'm with the guy. Like, I would never, whether you're with me or... I wouldn't talk about you if I was with my guys, because I just feel like I don't know. Because, again, the idea, if I'm talking about you with my guys in that way, I'm like, I don't want you to try anything. Guys, it's shit.
I feel like... I could be wrong, but I feel like guys talk about it more when it's not serious relationships. Mm-hmm. Like if it's either a fling or maybe a couple month thing or like friends with benefits. I feel like that's when you more go into detail because it's not as much of a privacy thing. It's not much of
it's a girl that you won't see, and if you see her, I'm fine with you taking it. Because it's
like you're trying to make this girl like wifey status and have kids and stuff. Like then it's kind of weird.
Exactly. You know, I don't want you looking at this girl that I'm dating and possibly gonna marry.
Like don't look at my wife like she's a MILF. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I feel like that's where it's different. For girls, we talk about anybody.
Which is
we talk about all guys.
Uncomfortable.
I mean, I think we have our limits once we get into something super serious
what's super serious?
Like long term, like long term and future, hubby status and all that.
Yeah.
I think we have our limits out of respect. And as we grow older, we aren't maybe as raunchy about it. But, I mean, we definitely will talk about stuff, whether, it's about, it could be size comparison. It could be how it's done. It could be, asking for advice from maybe one of your friends with more experience. It could be, a multitude of things.
That would never happen.
But I mean, from my experience, and I mean, all girls can be different, but from my experience with several girlfriends, it's, you talk about it and it's a thing.
That's weird.
You're not going out with a measuring tape and like, being like, he's exactly this long, but like,
So what I also find weird with this is like this girl, she said this twice. Like no one initiated for this conversation to happen. It just
that's happened. The thing.
Like, why are we talking about
this whole thing was weird. Here's the thing. Again, and you seemed a little put off by it. Oh, you got a little hair there. You seemed a little put off by it, but it's like, I know my limits around you of what I can talk about from my past.
But even if we're out on a double date, I do not want to hear this stuff.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying around you. So if we're out on a double date and we go off somewhere, then I can talk to the girlfriend.
Give me my respect.
Like
that's it.
That. I'm not going to be talking to her about it across the dinner table when you're right next to me. Like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So I have more, I guess, tact there. It's weird. I think, I don't know. I don't know why she brought it up and why she had to talk about two different things. And how long have they been together? Does it even say?
He doesn't say it at all. That's what it feels like it's new.
It feels like it's new, but at the same time, it feels like they want it to be serious.
Well, he wants it to be serious. It sounds like. I don't know. She doesn't really give me that vibe.
Because basically, so she was talking about this with her girlfriend. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. She was talking about this with her girlfriends in front of him, right? Like she was directing this to the girls. Because I'm a little confused at this
Why
point.
are you talking about it when you're around the girls and a bunch of guys also?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think it's respectful in front of him. We all do it at the end of the day, so it would be dumb to assume we don't, or naive. But in front of him, it is weird because it's like, yeah, say if I had, a multitude of past partners, you wouldn't want me comparing either your size or how you do it or the positions or any. You wouldn't want me comparing that to another guy because that's just now you can feel insufficient and self-conscious and not good enough.
And that's where I feel like the guy's like he wouldn't do that to her where he's like out with his guys saying, man, like her what isn't tight enough.
You said it before.
I mean, I had it. It was in the context of that.
I love how he said penis instead of dick, and then he's like,
yeah, right.
But instead of vagina, let's not be anatomically correct here.
In a group of friends, like he wouldn't be out with her saying, "Yo, that girl that I was with like a couple years ago, like she had the tightest," or like
right, because that's just because then I'd be like, "You still thinking about it?" Like, you still want that?
And like that would make you feel insecure.
Why are you fantasizing about it?
Like that's what I don't get. And
is mine not good enough? Like
that's what I don't get.
Does mine make you feel that good? Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's.
That's why I'm like, this is dicey. It's shaky. I don't know if I like it at all.
There's just some things I would never talk to you about. Like it's weird.
I appreciate that. Thank you for respecting me.
You're welcome. It's just
it'd be the same thing of like.
There's things that can be kept to yourself. Like here's the thing. You shouldn't be shamed for having a past, whether it's 1 to 50, whoever. You shouldn't be shamed for who you are. Obviously, you should both be tested, and you should share that with each other so that portion is taken care of, so you're honest. But there's just boundaries because, it's all about how you're making the other person feel. It's not a problem that you have a past that you have other people because obviously I was not in your life at that time. Cool. It wasn't cheating. It was just your life. But
it also comes down to
why would you share every detail?
If she's gonna say that, it's like we're walking. Let's say we're out like at the mall or something, and she sees a guy that's attractive. What is she gonna like tap me? It's like, hey, that guy over there, he's so hot. I wonder how big is
right. Like
I'm like, yo, keep that in your head. Like just
like she'd be like, he wearing those gray sweatpants. You see.
That's like me saying, like, yo, look at the girl's shorts.
Let's see if we can see the print.
I'm like, look at that girl's shorts. Like, her shorts are so...
If she bends over,
like, woo! It's like stuff like...
Yeah.
I would want, like, just respect me enough just to keep it to yourself. Like, you can look at it, just don't... I mean, I guess just don't...
like, some couples... some couples, they're cool with being, like... Oh, like, they're cute or, whatever. Like, you think they're good looking or whatever. Like, that's fine.
You're talking about the couple. You're not talking about... it's more so.
No. I'm saying there are couples like you and me.
I see what you mean.
Who would see a person in public and be like, yeah, they're pretty good looking, don't you think? Like that are cool with that. I don't think that's a problem.
But you would have to know your person, and that kind of has to be communicated in a sense where like you're fine. Because
like I have a friend on Facebook, and her husband have been together like 30 years or something. They're adorable, and she's always posting like these guys that are like shirtless and have these abs and like all this stuff. And she's always putting like the little like tongue emoji or like different stuff and joking. And like he'll go right along with it and like joke with her and like, and it's like a thing and there's no insecurity there.
See, I mean, you could post it. I just don't want to. I don't want to see it. Like, I don't mind the posting things. I don't feel like I want to see that. Like, I'm not going to ban someone from being like, yo, you can't do this.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, you also have to realize, yes, people are going to find other people attractive, even if you're in a relationship. It's just who are you coming home to and who are you loyal to? Mm-hmm. Like, that's what matters. And so I think that's what he sees because, sure, he does not look like any of these people that she's posting.
Yeah.
But it's, we have a life together and we have a love that you wouldn't have with that person. Like,
I don't know.
I mean, there are a lot of like celebrities and models and stuff, so it's kind of unattainable.
I don't know. I'm always skeptical about that because you could see a guy and be like, okay, this is what I like, so I don't know.
Here's the thing. I can like a lot of different things. I've told you this. All of my significant others have looked completely different, have acted different, had different personalities, interests, everything. So I can have a lot of preferences.
That's not what I'm saying, though. I'm saying if you're going with like the tall guy that like works out all that stuff, I don't know, has certain eye color, hair color, skin color, all that stuff, and then like you come across that in real life. You come across that in real life. It's like, okay.
Over here with like the belly.
Oh my god. You come across that in real life. It's like, all right, I'm gonna feel some type of way if you like go and point them out to me or something. I don't know. Or if I see you like eyeballing for too long, like you can look eyeball. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but if I see you just like constantly, just like always like check, like, oh wait, this person's walking out of the store. Let me keep looking. Oh shoot, they're walking that way. Let me keep looking. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm gonna feel some type of way. Like, I get it because we're all people. We all look and all that stuff. But I don't know. I feel like
I'm not the type of person. Like, I'll look at someone in public, but I'm also not the type of person like I'm walking hand in hand with you, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna be like, and like whip my head around and be like, look at that butt. Like, I'm not,
so for me,
like that would just be weird.
I agree with you. My exception would be if it's like someone that's like so on point. I don't know. I gotta look. But that's kind of far and few between.
You got to do like the look back at it,
and
like an extra like that.
I mean, if it's really like that, like extreme, but it's again, that's far and few between. Like it's not just.
Okay, see, I was giving the respect to you, but okay,
I'm being realistic.
I don't see it in return.
But then again, like it doesn't happen that often. That's why I'm like,
right, because you got me, so it already happens. Come on.
I was saying if it happens, like again, it rarely happens. But if someone that amazing walks by,
it's me, clearly.
I'll be like, yo, babe, hold up. I'm probably gonna even be like, yo, turn around. Like, look at that too. Like if it's that rare,
I can respect the female body.
That rare. Okay, this is kind of.
I'm just saying.
This is kind of weird. I think this is where we're gonna tap it out. But I don't know. I feel like and she's 31. If you can't have a conversation, she thinks you're insecure about this. I would me being me, I would be like, all right. Let me talk about my guys like while you're around so you can understand where I'm coming from and see if you feel this. And if you don't get it, I don't know.
I think she's doing that thing we talked about. What is it, like a week or two ago? She's testing the waters.
True. Yeah, true. I don't know.
We will see.
I would communicate
next week on Shark Tank
with her and see what happens with it. Yeah, with that being said, we covered a lot. I think it's time to wrap this one up. Roll out.
I need to put this AC on. I'm dying.
Next episode for Friday.
We need central air so bad, guys.
We're going to be talking about... I want to get more into the conversation of representation since we talked about it here. I just want to get deeper into it. And, of course, try to limit these podcasts to like about an hour or so. And we're definitely over that limit.
Ayo.
So with that being said, guys, check us on Friday. We're going to give you an update or more of a detailed conversation on representation and why we think it's important. With that being said, it's time to wrap this one up. Roll out. As always, I'm Shadell from Paging the Simpsons, co-host with my lovely fiance here,
Lauren,
and
the one that's respectful and has boundaries in relationships.
I'm realistic. let's get that right. I'm realistic to myself. So excuse me for you lying to yourself and being like, if a super attractive guy walks by me, I'm not going to be like, yo, this once in a lifetime, this Ryan Gosling looking guy just walked right by me.
Okay, we're talking celebrities, that's different.
Not celebrities, but he looks pretty close to him. I'm going to be like, or Chris Evans looking guy or whatever, the Thor or whatever his name's.
Captain America. It's Chris Evans.
Yeah, I know.
But Ryan Thor. Gosling. Chris Hemsworth.
Yo, speaking of which, Chris Evans, Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, I feel like they all look the same. They all look the freaking same.
Okay, babe.
They all look the same. I feel like
you're clearly not.
Lineup.
No.
They're all the same. Nonetheless.
America's sweet ass. Remember that? From the Avengers?
This is my insecurity. I'm going to leave out.
Oh, okay. See?
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to go.
Yeah, I'm going to tap this one out. I'll see you guys on the next episode, as always.
Bye.
Peace out.